Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Beers, Bourbon, and Games. I'm your co-host Mike, and with me is,
Corey.
and we have had the Capcom showcase yesterday, and we're going to go over it. A few things that stood out to us, big things that we were excited about, things we're not so excited about. Kind of give our thoughts and feelings on it. And of course, with everything on this channel, the first thing we're going to talk about is the new Resident Evil 4 trailer, which has some gameplay. So let's go ahead and watch it.
Didn't Resident Evil 3 remake come out in March?
I think so, yeah. I think 2 did also. I think they just keep bringing them out at the same time. I have to say, that music does get me kind of dancing ready. Four.
Condor One to Roost. I've located Baby Eagle.
These more drums. Now I'm hungry.
This looks pretty similar to the one they showed us already.
Yeah, I think it is.
Spot to vacation, eh?
Oh, that's new thing.
You will receive our most sacred body.
Is that the Mother Miranda symbol?
I'm telling you, dude, it is. I said that last video. That's Mother Miranda right there. I'm telling you, that's her. They're tying them in together.
If I could just forget what happened that night. The pain. Even for a second.
Just for a second.
This time, it can be different.
Brooding.
It has to.
They didn't make him look more gaunt in this one. You know what I mean? Like he's seen some
Yeah.
stuff.
So
Hi,
they mentioned in the interview.
I'm Yasuhiro
there you go.
Anpo, director of Resident Evil 4.
And I'm Yoshiaki Hirabayashi, producer of Resident Evil 4. This title is a reimagining of Resident Evil 4, based on the original 2005 release. Similar to other titles in the series, we are carefully preserving what makes the original title special, while updating it with modern flourishes for everyone to enjoy when it launches in 2023. Today, we'll reintroduce a bit of the game's story.
Resident Evil 4 is set 6 years after the events in Raccoon City, depicted in Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3.
I actually didn't know that.
The main character of the game, Leon S. Kennedy, survived the Raccoon City incident and was assigned as an agent directly under the President of the United States. Leon is dispatched to a quiet village in Europe as part of a mission to rescue the kidnapped daughter of the President. You might notice Leon is much more mature and fearless due to his past experiences. The Ganado, the main enemies of this game, wait for him. The experience of being attacked by hordes of crazed Ganado is truly an iconic moment from Resident Evil. In order to truly bring out the concept of terror of people controlled by madness, the Ganado have been completely redesigned.
Let's take a closer look at the game itself.
The over-the-shoulder camera returns, of course. Leon arrives
Of
at
course.
a dense and dangerous forest. We want to nail the feeling of loneliness and fear of not knowing what lies ahead, even more so than the original.
That's good.
Of course,
It's very
there
promising.
will also be thrilling battles.
Make it scary. Not
People
actiony.
that played the
Make it
recent
scary.
Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 should find this familiar. Look forward to future announcements, where we'll have more information on the game.
Resident Evil 4 is being developed for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Series S, and PC. The release date will be March 24th, 2023.
And we'll get it and play
We
it.
are aiming to create a Resident Evil 4 that everyone can enjoy, so please look forward to it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so thoughts?
So here's my knock on it. They should have showed something like the first opening sequences that surely is done this far in development.
I hope so.
If not, they're in trouble. They could have showed that. Maybe they're waiting, just trying to pump up the excitement. I do like that it does look a little bit more on the scary side than it does the action side, which for the longest time Resident Evil's had a problem with that because the directors just seem to favor action over survival horror.
Yep.
But so I do like that it seems on the surface. I don't want enemies dropping ammo when I shoot them.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be a shooting gallery.
Yep.
It's not a shooting gallery. It's supposed to be, oh crap, I'm running low on ammo. What am I going to do?
Yep.
We got enough Call of Duty, so we don't need another one.
Right.
The world could do without it. I do like that they're tying in 8 and 4 more closely. I really like that it seemed like it's Mother Miranda.
Yeah.
They made bait and switches. Mike watched our last impressions video. Mike told me that, and I looked at him like he was crazy. Like, you saw Mother Miranda where? And I missed it. And then I started paying more attention, and I saw the symbol, which is the same symbol that I'm almost certain that's the same symbol. Forgive me, it's been a while since we played Resident Evil 8. But they look like the same Mother Miranda symbols. Wow, Corey, words, symbol.
We got there.
So yeah, am I disappointed it's not Code Veronica? Yes, I'm going to say that again, and I already know people say you all guys are relentless. Code Veronica this, Code Veronica that.
It was an awesome game. I don't know what you want from me. It was so good. It was such a good game.
It needed remade more than this.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, when they do remake it, they're going to shove some crappy multiplayer in with it.
Yeah. Well, supposedly, which we'll get to in a sec, that the RE-verse is finally coming out. So we'll see how that goes.
Wait, it hasn't been out?
No, it never got released. It's been in development hell for ever.
Oh, I swear, Capcom just wants to make the next PUBG. They're hell bent on it.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I'm more excited about the game now after seeing some of the gameplay and looking at the environments. I think I talked about this in our last video, but I was very upset with the overall tone of the game when it originally came out. I just wasn't. It didn't do it for me. So I'm hoping that this does. So I'll keep an open mind. We'll play it when it comes out, of course. We always do. So we'll see. But we also got, at the showcase, our first look at the DLC. Let's take a look at that for DLC for Resident Evil 8, which had been promised, the week after the game came out. All right, let's check it out.
Hello everyone, I'm Tsuyoshi Kanda, the producer of Resident Evil Village. Thanks to all of our fans, Village has sold over 6 million units worldwide. Everyone on the team is incredibly happy to see so many people enjoy the game. Thank you for your support. The Resident Evil series continues to bring fun experiences to people around the world. We want longtime fans and people who are new to Resident Evil to enjoy this storied franchise. Let's start with this video.
World premiere.
After he left, he died saving you.
She looks pretty good for a person that got chopped up in the bits as a baby.
Yeah.
Wait, crap, can we say that? Can we say that on YouTube?
We'll find out.
I can show you things even Chris doesn't know I can do. I want to live a normal life.
Yeah, nah, that ain't gonna happen.
If this is 16 years later, how old is Chris getting?
Chris doesn't age. Routine punching boulders.
Shut up!
have a new little rabbit to pursue.
Okay, so the Duke's the bad guy.
I guess so.
Kind of reminds me of Life is Strange meets Resident Evil.
Yeah.
But it looks cool. I mean, it's been oh, here we go. Of course.
Marking the target.
I just don't get mercenaries.
Resident Evil 3.
What next?
Yeah, whatever, you could now they better not have bundled this in because this DLC is like 5 minutes long.
I hope not.
That's what I'm worried about. Now this is very interesting. And honestly, I wouldn't mind do another playthrough of Resident Evil 8 just to play through it in this perspective.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. The thing is like there's been a mod for this for a while. Like people made mods for this to happen. So it's kind of interesting to see it come into mainstream. There's already Verse, which
They couldn't help themselves, could they?
is that finally
Sorry
dropping?
to keep you waiting. We're happy to reveal the DLC for Resident Evil Village we promised last June. We think this new experience will be worth the wait. This DLC includes 3 major features. First, the third-person mode. Many people asked for this, and we were able to add it into the game. Now, you'll be able to see Ethan as he desperately fights for survival. Players that have already experienced Ethan's journey can enjoy the new perspective and animations too. The Mercenaries returns with additional orders in an arcade-style action game where focus has been put on the exhilarating feeling of defeating relentless hordes of enemies. New stages are included, as well as additional playable characters, such as Chris Redfield and Heisenberg. Of course, Lady Dimitrescu will be there too. We've really fueled this mode up. Enjoy looking down on your foes from over 9 feet above as Lady Dimitrescu slashes her enemies aside. The third edition is one you've surely been waiting for, an additional story, Shadows of Rose. Today, let me introduce just a bit of this story.
Rose, the beloved daughter of the main protagonist Ethan, is now a grown-up main character in this new story mode. In this sequel to the main story of Village, you can experience Rose's struggles with the terrifying powers she was born with. To break free of the curse of her powers, she enters the consciousness of the Megamycete. There, she meets a girl who looks just like
Interesting.
Hmm.
Kind of like
in
a
this
medium.
mysterious realm of
Yeah.
consciousness,
Medium.
time and space is warped beyond recognition. Rose is guided by a being who calls himself Michael, who might be of assistance with removing her powers. Shadows of Rose is set completely in a third-person perspective. In the realm of consciousness, you won't only face creatures, but the world itself seems to be attacking you. Enjoy the horror of the world itself being your greatest enemy. How will Rose find freedom from her mysterious powers? The DLC for Resident Evil Village Winter's Expansion includes all 3 of these major additions. In addition, Resident Evil Village Gold Edition, a bundle of Winter's Expansion with the base game, will be released simultaneously. The release date is planned for October 28th, 2022. Resident Evil RE-Verse will also begin service on the same date, October 28th, 2022. We hope that you are looking forward to it.
Well, I
I'm
know
not.
it's been over a year, and I don't know.
How did you like
I'm not too
that?
excited about that.
Also, as already announced, we are working on making the main story of Village available on Mac so that even more people can enjoy Resident Evil.
Well, I'm sure the 12
In
people on
addition,
Mac will thank
the
you
main
for that.
story of Village is planned to be playable on PlayStation
Okay,
VR.
it was a joke, Apple
We are
users.
working
Do not
hard
kill
on
me.
bringing you the ultimate immersive experience worthy of next gen in Resident Evil Village. So look forward to future announcements.
Okay, so thoughts. I'm excited to finally see the DLC. First off,
Hooray for the DLC, but mark my words, and they better not do this. I bet that DLC is going to be like 2 hours long, if that.
yeah. If
And because they're going to pack the mercenaries that Capcom does this every time they want to fluff something.
Yep.
And putting that and the third person view into it, baking it in, tells me this DLC is not going to be that long.
No. And the question I have too is the cost. How much is it going to cost?
Oh, about $20, I guarantee it.
Probably.
At least. And see, they did this with Resident Evil 3. They put in was it no, not RE-verse, but it was Resistance.
That was the name
They
of
put
it.
Resistance with it because they knew the game wasn't that long.
Yeah.
So they decided to fluff it.
And,
so
I mean that's the problem I have with that though, is that the game is not that long because they decided to spend more of their time on Resistance than they did actually the game. And they could have brought the clock tower in and fleshed out the story some more. It just that really bothers me.
It just I don't know, and people are probably thinking that I'm being too critical of Capcom. I honestly think they hate the Resident Evil series now, and they want out of it.
Why?
I mean, it's a conspiracy theory. I just feel like whoever's in charge of it now is just like, I hate this game so much, I don't want to be part of it anymore. I'm gonna let it tank and bomb, like Mega they did with Mega Man.
Oh, see, that's a big problem. Like that I have too is they like Resident Evil 7 sold I think like 12 million copies, and Village only sold 6 because it's less scary in my opinion. So I wonder
because they said that fans said it was too scary, and I'm like, there's no such thing as a too scary of a Resident Evil game.
No. So they have got to pull that thinking out and keep going back with the roots. I mean, 7 was such a scary game. They did such a good job on it. I would, and 8 had its moments, but it just wasn't as scary as I was hoping it'd be.
Yeah, it had a few oh crap moments.
The freaking dollhouse, that was great. That was amazing. The dollhouse was true survival horror.
That was terrifying.
Oh,
but see, that's good though. That's why I remember it.
Yeah.
The castle, I love the castle. Honestly, they could have made the whole game about the castle, and I would have kind of been okay with that.
I would have too. I really liked it.
Might put the doll segment in the castle.
Yeah.
The Heisenberg area, I even forgot the bubbly guy's name. The fish, totally unrememberable area. The Heisenberg area was kind of cool. I got a giggle out of when Heisenberg called Chris a boulder punching a-hole.
Yeah, I love that.
So, I love the comic moments and stuff, but don't get me wrong. I'm glad we're getting DLC. I will consume anything Resident Evil.
Yep.
Just not your multiplayer stuff because it's garbage. Now bring out Outbreak and then we'll talk.
Yeah, I would love to see a remake of Outbreak. I don't know. We'll give RE-verse a chance, but their track record is not good with multiplayer like that. They're trying so hard to have a shoot 'em up game, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it should be good. And let us know down in the comments if you want us to play through Resident Evil 8 with the third person. Honestly, we have it on PC. We can probably do it now.
Yeah.
But I honestly kind of want to. I want to play through it in third person. I think it's kind of cool. Part of me wants to wait until they release it because I think there's going to be things that Capcom did that maybe the modders didn't think about. So, who knows?
Yeah, I'll be very interested to see what they do.
But yeah, like I said, I'm excited for it. I want to see where the story goes. It reminds me of like, Life is Strange a little bit, I guess. Not because of the female protagonist, obviously, but because of just the kind of the weird augmented reality thing, you know, teeny bopper.
Yeah.
But who knows? I could be totally off. In full disclosure, I never played Life is Strange. So.
I am the artificial.
Oh, not this game. Oh. Mm-hmm.
So the next game we want to talk about is Exoprimal. Let's check it out.
I'm gonna try to hold my tongue till the end of this.
I am the artificial intelligence, Leviathan. Your personnel data indicates you are a suitable specimen to join an ongoing experiment. Under my supervision, Ibius Corp conducts its most important research here. Welcome to Bikitoa Island. You have been selected for a live combat test. The first team to complete their assignment wins. My archives encompass exhaustive records of human history. These annals are riddled with errors and institutional bias. Your species is susceptible to mass delusion. Fascinating. Humans dread the other. You seek to evolve, yet you do not want to change. You tear down curtains, yet fear revelations. Even when what is revealed is of your own creation. Combat data is required to develop the exosuit. At Ibius, we're always reaching for better. Always. Humanity resists quantification, an interesting variable. Within your behavior lies the answer. What is variable shall become fixed. Humans, fight and die for me. Carnage module online. I call your attention to the unstoppable raptor horde. Calculating chance of employee retention. Chance calculated at 8.7%. You must fight harder than ever if you wish to survive. A more grueling combat experiment is called for. You will now witness a small fragment of the war game.
You need to keep fighting until we can figure out how to destroy the Leviathan.
Okay. So, first thoughts, it's not Dino Crisis. Second thought, it's not Dino Crisis.
Oh, and they know that.
And third thought is, it's not Dino Crisis!
They know that. And they know that we've been chomping at the bits for a new Dino Crisis. So they just chopped it in here just to flip us the bird, pretty much.
That's how I feel. I mean, some of the I guess the fighting looks interesting, but it doesn't really super appeal to me, because it is a team-based shooter where you're just going back and forth fighting these dinosaurs. I don't know. I mean, I could be completely off base. It could be a great game, but when I saw dinosaurs, I was like, oh, here we go, Dino Crisis, it's time!
In the first trailer, I'm pretty sure they showed a red-headed female character who was very snarky and had an attitude to her. Just like a certain red-headed character we know. In all love from our childhood.
I would figure.
Regina was her name? I think Regina. I call myself a Dino Crisis fan. But, I mean, and some people may like this. To me, what this is basically Earth Defense Force with dinosaurs.
This is them once again trying to have a team-based game, basically to overtake other things.
They're trying to branch out from the Monster Hunter success.
Yeah.
See, Capcom's really bad for this. When they get something that works really well, they milk it to death until it's old.
Yeah.
That's what happened with Resident Evil. Resident Evil 4 came out, it blew up the mainstream, so they kept doing it until it got smashed into the ground, and then we finally got Resident Evil 7.
Yep.
That kind of brought it back to its roots, and now it's going back in that direction again. To action. Capcom's real bad for this, but
they were like, "Oh, hey, look, we made a lot of money off of this," and then they re-released Resident Evil HD remaster, and they're like, "Oh wow, we made a lot of money off this too. People actually want survival horror. Who would have known?" I don't know. Every single one of us who kept telling you that.
They're HD remastering 7, 2, and 3.
Yep. Yeah, that's coming out. Actually, I think it's out. Yeah, it's already out.
Yeah, it's out,
which is pretty neat.
So I think this is the last Capcom game here. You know, obviously there's
a new Monster Hunter expansion or DLC. I think it's a Monster Hunter DLC. It looks really good. If you're really into Monster Hunter, it looks great. It's very beautiful, very visually stunning. New Street Fighter, some of the stuff looks good. Ryu has a beard now, so he fits in with us. That makes me very happy. That might be one that I play on the side with some friends locally.
Do you feel like Capcom was just kind of playing it safe with this one?
I do. I would really like to have seen like Dino Crisis. I would like to have seen a new Mega Man. Every year I'm like, okay, here we go. Mega Man. No Mega Man. I don't know why they're so afraid to release Mega Man.
Just give us a Battle Network collection. Give us a Legends collection, even though it's like 2 games. No, well, 3 if you count Bontron.
Oh my god, a Legends collection would be amazing.
But I mean, at this point, I've given up all hopes of having another Mega Man game. My only hope is Indie Creates. They're making Mega Man like games like Azure Striker Gunvolt 3 is coming out in July, and I am super excited for that. I'm disappointed with them. And I mean, and I know the Street Fighter fans are going to just hang me if they get a hold of me because you know Street Fighter has a very, very big following, and you know they're gonna be crazy about this. But it's just like you get a Street Fighter game every other year.
Yep.
And Capcom keeps trying to get this whole team-based thing. This is basically their version of Overwatch with dinosaur tornadoes. I don't know if y'all saw it. There was literally a tornado of dinosaurs.
Yep, I saw that.
Where they got that from, but. I mean, and to be fair, I'm gonna step back and say, okay, not everything is about survival horror, Corey. Let it go. Let it go. No one cares about Dino Crisis. But I honestly, if they gave Dino Crisis the same remaster treatment that they gave Resident Evil 2 and 3, I mean, people would throw their wallets.
Yeah.
Capcom stock would go through the roof.
Shut up and take my money.
I mean, they could charge easily $80, and I better not say that because they'll do it. But then there's Code Veronica, and I know the way they stagger these releases. You know, we had Resident Evil 3, so it only made sense that Resident Evil 4 because came out. I suspect if they do Code Veronica, it'll be handed off to a smaller team.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if they're gonna do 5 next.
And they better not. 5 don't need it. 6 don't need it unless they redo the stories.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm talking redo them big time. Keep the Chris punching the boulder though. That's comic gold.
That's pure meme. Pure meme.
If they remake 5 and they don't have the scene of him punching that boulder into the lava, I will turn the game off right then and there, throw the disc out, and run over it with my car. But I don't have any more to say about it. I mean, I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to be nice. Maybe they've had a hard year. You know, they got hit pretty hard. But yeah, I feel like they played it way too safe. And my overall reaction to all this is just lukewarm. I'm just like, okay. I'm excited. Hopefully, if you do Resident Evil 4 right, I'll be excited. But if you don't, then you're just going to basically just meh.
I was really hoping at this point we'd had a demo because, you know, last couple times they've announced it, they've dropped the demo like the next week.
That worries me.
Yeah, I don't think it's as completed as they say it is. So I think it's going to get pushed back.
Crunch time, baby.
And then if they do drop a demo, I'm afraid that like it's not polished enough to make people love it. So we'll have to see. Speaking of massive disappointments, Dragon's Dogma. I don't know about you, but I got really excited when it came up on the screen, and they're like, "Hey, we've done all kinds of things with Dragon's Dogma over the years, but guess what? More's coming. Stay tuned."
Yeah, they didn't even tease like giving us Dragon's Dogma Online, which Japan has had for over 10 years.
Yeah, it's like, what
Um,
are we doing?
The anime was good. Dragon's Dogma was really truly an overlooked gem because that game it was very niche, but it was good because of one thing and one thing only. It wasn't the story. The story was very convoluted, very loosely told. It was definitely not the voice acting. The voice acting was kind of rough around the edges.
Yep.
The combat and fighting the giant monsters was the best part about that game. That's what kept me playing it.
Yeah.
And then because of that, I got to enjoy the deep story of it. Now I know you're going to say, "Wait, you said it wasn't the story though." The story is very hard to get into. I had to actually go online and read it to fully understand what was going on. At the end of it, when I was fighting the Dark Arisen, I didn't know why I was fighting the Dark Arisen. I had no clue. He's like, "So you've come then?" It's like, I have no idea who you are. I hope they announce something cool about Dragons. I would love a Dragon's Dogma 2. Hands down. I would love to see it.
Hopefully we'll see something. I mean, we have to stay tuned.
Yeah, they're waiting on something. I don't know what maybe they just didn't have it. Again, Capcom just kind of just threw it all out there. Well, they didn't even throw it all. They just played it so safe.
Yep.
Like, so safe. I don't know what's going on, but anywho. But what do you think? Leave a comment down below. Let us know if you watched it. Are you excited for any of these titles? And why? We'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. But if you want to check out more content like this, we actually did a previous Resident Evil 4 video. And we also have our reaction video to Microsoft. They're next. It's 16 times the detail. But as always, I'm your co-host, Conqueror Corey.
And I'm Mike.
And we'll
see ya.